All right, week 1 is in the books. Welcome back to Take It to the House. I'm Zach. Got Thatcher and Elijah with me as always. How are you guys doing after week 1?
I think we're both doing a little bit better than you're doing.
Yeah. Just a tad bit better.
Oh, yeah. So, week 1 is in the books. A lot of exciting games did happen, and some bad news as well from yesterday. I guess Tuesday, September 12th is when we are recording. This is going to come out the 13th. So technically Monday, we had some bad news come in. But I do want to start with our Thursday night game.
That was such a fun game.
Detroit and Kansas City. Me and Thatcher were just having a blast watching the game together. No, I'm kidding. But
Censored. Dolphin sounds.
But Detroit came up on top 21-20. Jared Goof just completely clutched up, as well as the defense.
How do you do for your fantasy, Elijah? Did you take the
dub? Let's just say if I would have played Tua, we would have won.
Yeah, because he had like 500 yards.
Yeah, he had like 42 fantasy points. Jared Goof had 19. I needed the game to not have a kick return. I needed the game to go into overtime yesterday because I needed Garrett Wilson to literally have 2 more catches and I win. And the punt return happened. So
yeah, it was sick though. But yeah,
I lost by like 4 points.
Yeah, Thatcher. I lost with Thatcher this week.
Oh man, double whammy.
Just because by like 20 because of Burrow.
Oh.
I wouldn't say because of Burrow. I would say because my team was better.
Bro, he got me 3 points.
Yeah, but my quarterback. But like, look, I had Dalton Schultz that got me 2 points, and Amari got me 6. So, just it was
Bro, no one knew it would have rained in Cleveland. Oh, it's just the weirdest thing ever.
But, yeah, Detroit. That was a legendary win for Detroit. I feel like. Ken, Jared Goof, and Barbie. We made this joke when they were reviewing, and we just said it's Ken and Barbie. So, but yes,
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs did not look good.
He's easing into things for sure.
Yeah. I think David Montgomery is going to get the workload until Gibbs is like ready.
Yeah, and David Montgomery had like 74 rushing yards and a touchdown.
Which again, I wish we would have known for fantasy purposes.
There are so many things where I'm like, if I would have known.
Right.
Well, okay, real quick too. I have three teams in 3 different leagues, and I won 2 of 3. The one that I did not win is the one that's non-PPR. Who would have guessed it? Who did I have, guys? Who did I have in my league? I Tyreek Hill, and I lost.
Jeez.
Non-PPR is the worst.
Dude, I lost by like 3 points or something like that. Brutal. In 98-94. Yeah. 4 point.
Brutal. Yeah, both my leagues were very low scoring.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's team was really either low scoring, and then there was like that one team that had like 120 points.
Yeah, I scored 75 in my other league. And
yeah, you were the lowest scoring in our league too.
Yeah,
did you know that?
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah. I mean, it was close though, because a lot of people had pretty low scoring.
Yeah.
But Jared Goof, man.
Jared Goof, and
never starting him in fantasy again.
I think that the Chiefs defense looked pretty good though. Without Chris Jones, like they looked pretty good. So it gives me confidence. Like I think this might be one of the better defenses that Mahomes has had.
Yeah. And Chris Jones just signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
So he will be back.
Yeah.
1 year practice this week.
Yeah. And then I think it just shows how important Travis Kelce is to that team too. Because their receivers are doo-doo.
Yeah, Kadarius Toney dropped at least 6 passes. 3?
3 passes.
Yeah, he dropped 3, but Sky Moore had drops too. That's why I felt like more.
Yeah.
That one on 4th and 20 or whatever, 4th and 25 or whatever, he literally had it in his hands and it just went through.
Yep. I don't get why you would go for it on 4th and 25 when you have.
Yeah, when your defense has been playing well, and I think they had 2 or 3 timeouts.
They had 3 timeouts. They could have punted it. Their defense is good. Plus, it's Mahomes, and he's really clutch in like these 2-minute situations.
Right.
So
Well, because
like,
they
I
were
don't get
only up
why.
by 1.
Yeah, they were up by 1.
So if they would have gotten a touchdown, then you would have just had to get a touchdown and a 2-point.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it would have been a 2-score game.
No. So
Sad.
that was horrible. I think that was really bad coaching by Reed. So, and also
I
the
think he also
adjustment.
probably realized though that like their offense wasn't gonna be able to do it. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
And they also don't have Eric Bieniemy anymore, who's in Washington now. I think that's another factor is that they're adjusting to a whole new offensive scheme as well.
Right.
But what are the main games you guys want to talk about? I definitely have some games I want to talk about, like rookie wise, and as well as a few other games. What do you guys want to talk about first?
Thatcher.
I think we should talk about the Packers Bears game because I think there are so many takeaways that you can do from both sides.
Jordan Love looked so good.
Yeah, you got to take things with a grain of salt though. He's got really, really good protection and
Great running back.
And 2 good running backs.
2 good running backs.
Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon.
Yeah. So I think Jordan Love, but I think it shows that Jordan Love is like more than capable to handle his own, which is good. Right. Which you want to see. And then on the other side, I think Fields is going to struggle without an offensive-minded head coach.
And without an offensive line, bro.
Dude. He was running for his life.
And the fact that he still was able to get some plays off, despite being like absolutely like just destroyed in the backfield, it's amazing. He needs to get out of there though. They don't care.
So Jordan Love was 15 of 27 for 245 yards, 3 touchdowns. Fields 24 of 37, 216 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Fields also had 9 carries for 59 yards, which is like bringing back the case of a horrible offensive line. Mm-hmm. And Aaron Jones led rushing and receiving, and then Darnell Mooney, which is Darnell Mooney looked really good though, especially with DJ Moore being covered by Jair Alexander.
That's what I was nervous about because I know you have DJ Moore in our league and I have DJ Moore in another league, and I was like, "Ooh, it's gonna be rough" because Jair's so good. Yeah. Like Fields is more than capable to like be a good quarterback, but like his O-line and just the scheming, like there was one run where it was like an RPO and like it was clearly not there, and Fields kept it, and his defensive line literally just was like. Our offensive line was just like, go ahead.
Yeah.
There's a picture from that game. Like there's a screen grab where Fields is dropping back to pass and all 5 of his offensive line blockers missed their blocks. And there are 5 Packers running at him.
Kind of crazy that they had a very, very good offensive line last year and they just completely downgraded.
Yeah. I mean, it's also surprising that they didn't go all in and getting offensive line help.
Yeah.
So it's just, and it bums me out. Not only because I have Fields in fantasy, but Fields can be so good that like, it's just like, man, if he was with like
you put Fields even on that Packers team
or like the Packers or something like that, man, like he'd be balling. Yeah. I think he'll bounce back this weekend though. So
I hope so.
They play the Bucks, so
hey, the Bucks apparently aren't a joke.
Yeah, their secondary though is a little questionable.
Their secondary is questionable, but I mean, gosh, bro, the Vikings. What were they doing?
Yeah.
So Tampa beat Minnesota by 3. Cousins had a field day though, 344 passing yards.
Had a field day of interceptions.
Only threw 1. Let's be honest, you only threw 1.
Did you see that Justin Jefferson hit stick? Holy! Did you see it, Elijah?
Mm-mm.
So when Kirk got picked off, I can't remember who picked him off, but he was running back and Jetta's just absolutely hit sticked him. It was so sick. Like his helmet flew off because he hit him so hard.
I don't think he's going to be a Viking much longer.
I don't know.
I think he's just as much of a diva as Stephon Diggs is. And he's
at least he produces more than Stephon Diggs.
Hey, Diggs in Minnesota produced like crazy.
Yeah, but I'm saying right now he's producing more than Diggs is with.
Right, but he doesn't care about that. He wants money.
Does Minnesota have a better quarterback than Buffalo?
Probably I'd say Josh Allen is so overrated. It's not even funny.
One at a time, one at a time.
Yeah.
But Baker, 173 yards, which is kind of low for an NFL quarterback at this point. I feel
He's
like
not an NFL quarterback.
just a little bit, but 2
You want to know
touchdowns.
why? It's because he's not an NFL quarterback. Oh,
Hmm.
You guys are ridiculous.
He's not an NFL quarterback, bro.
Oh,
Stop
sorry.
this. You're falling into the Baker trap again, just like so many
Pause.
people do every
Pause.
year.
Former NFL wide receiver Mike Williams has died.
that was this morning.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
this
this morning.
morning. I just saw that. That's sad.
I was so confused at first though because I thought it was Mike Williams, like Chargers Mike Williams. I was like, whoa.
And that was the older one.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Well, it's not Baker season, bro. Just wait till he plays one good defense.
Listen, he
Also,
always starts off great, and then
Elijah, Zach and I were arguing the other day because Zach thinks that Minnesota has a good defense.
They have an okay defense.
You said good. I disagree.
I think they will have a good defense because they have the best defensive coordinator. But right now, it is not obviously not where it should be because they let Baker score a touchdown, like
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, right?
I have to say the throw that he threw to Evans was a pretty nice throw.
Like he has moments, but he just
Right.
you know.
But remember when everybody fell into this trap when he played with the Rams, the first week with the Rams, and everybody's like, he's back. And then right immediately after, I heard nothing about Baker.
Yeah,
So just calm down with
vicious,
Baker.
That's just McVay. That's just McVay's system, though, because Baker's not adjusted.
No, it happens everywhere. It happened in Cleveland. It happened in LA.
He definitely had a good year. Yeah, that's true. You have a point.
All right, here you go. Week 3. If the Buccaneers can do something decent in week 3, then you can come back to me.
Sounds
Buccaneers hosting Eagles on Monday Night Football.
Eagles don't even look that good.
Yeah, but that's a decent defense. So,
Yeah.
And then week 4 they play the Saints in New Orleans. So
That's probably a better defense.
yeah, I think we can get to that. But
good.
what about you, Zach? Are there any, or Elijah, either of you guys, are there any particular games that stand out other than last night's? Because last night's obviously storylines, but other than last night's, are there games that you kind of step back and go, whoa?
Zach, do you want to go first?
Yes, Miami and Los Angeles Chargers, as well as Dallas and New York. First,
that was so.
That was
the Dallas one was so bad.
It was very bad. It was very bad. But I'm going to talk about this one first. Miami and Chargers was a really big dogfight.
It was so fun. I got bonus coverage of it because it wasn't on because I don't have Sunday ticket, so it wasn't on. And then when one of the games ended, then you got bonus coverage of it, and it was so sick because I just got to watch like the last half of the quarter or something like that, and it was. Tyreek Hill is him, by the way, in case anybody needed a reminder.
Tua was 28 for 45, 466 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Herbo was 23-33, 228 yards, 1 touchdown. They were not really involved in the passing game with Herbert. It was more all Eckler.
And Josh Kelly, right?
And Josh Kelly, both of them. 16 carries, 117 yards, 1 touchdown for Eckler. But here's like the real highlight is Tyreek. 11 catches, 215 yards.
And 2 tutties. That's so absurd, bro.
Very absurd.
But what makes me concerned almost is like, okay, but the Chargers defense should be a good defense, and they just got torn apart all game.
Yep.
Like you have a Bosa on your team.
You have J.C. Jackson.
James, J.C. Jackson.
Asante,
and Khalil Mack is still there, no?
Mm-hmm.
Khalil Mack and Asante Samuel, and you are.
And they still have really.
Also, why are you going man against Tyreek Hill? Like, I don't care who's guarding him. You should not be running man on Tyreek Hill.
No.
Yeah. So, I think it makes me nervous because Brandon Staley's a defensive-minded head coach, and you can't even get your side of the ball right, bro. Come on. I think he might be in trouble, and maybe Kellen Moore will just take over. Kellen Moore, right? That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
He might just take over.
Yeah, I agree. And we also made this argument last year too. Like when we first started our podcast, is when we should have thought that Staley should have gotten let go. Right? Yes.
Yeah, but Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
I mean, I think that if there was interest, I think Sean Payton should have gone there. No offense.
I
I
don't
think
know if
Sean
I should
Payton
take
should have
that or
stayed
not.
retired.
It shouldn't be offense. Like that shouldn't be offense though, because like think about it. Like you go to a situation with that defense and then with Herbert and then all those weapons. I'd rather have Herbert than Russ because
Well, yeah.
Herbert's gonna play longer.
I will say though, I think that game showed that Tua is a leader and Herbert is not a leader. Because even when you look at like the on-field, you know how
Yeah, the just
anytime,
the demeanor.
right, the demeanor whenever like Tua would run down the field to meet his teammates, like no one, like Herbert doesn't do that. He's not a like he. I would not trust him to win me a big game. I would trust Tua.
I don't think I'd trust either, to be honest. But
You wouldn't trust Tua?
like if you're giving me Tua over Herbert, let's say you got a 2 minute drive, Tua over Herbert.
Yeah.
That's tough for me, but I think also like I don't think Herbert's offensive line was doing him any justice. Like, did you watch the last drive that the Chargers had? It was literally they blitzed like all four downs, and he
I'm,
just got demolished.
I mean, I'm not talking about like that performance. I'm just talking about like their leadership quality.
I don't know. For me, like it says a lot that Tua would want to come back after all of his head injuries. Like that's massive. I like leadership. Sure, I'll give it to Tua, but like actual like ability, Herbert's the better quarterback for me.
Yeah, he has a stronger arm.
But
I just think overall he's a better quarterback.
But
Tua's
Tua
probably the
made
most accurate quarterback in the league.
for a left-hander too.
Yeah, for a left-hander, that's insane.
I think he's
Yeah.
the only starting left-handed quarterback in the league right now.
He's
Yeah.
the only left-handed quarterback in the league, starting
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah, his brother's right-handed too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
isn't Tua right-handed, but he learned to throw with his left? Pretty sure.
I don't know.
I don't know either. We will
Pretty
look
sure
it
I
up.
saw that in an article or something like that. But yeah, keep going. I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Next
figure it out.
left-handed QB won't be until Ohio State's quarterback Nolan comes into the NFL after a few years. So
The other game, Dallas just completely destroyed the shit out of Giants, 40-0. I get free drinks now because of it. So it's because he had Graham Gano and Darren Waller on his team. So now we beat him in fantasy this week, and I get a free drink, so it's fine with me. But Dallas's defense had a freaking field day. Blocked PAT, 2 interceptions, fumble recoveries, name it. They scored a lot with the defense. 2 pick sixes, I believe. No, just 1 pick six, 1 blocked PAT for
And a fumble 6 or something like that, right?
fumble. Blocked field goal, returned for a touchdown.
The Dallas Cowboys defense had 35 fantasy points, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Better than like all of my team.
So
wild.
that's another game that I kind of wanted to highlight it just
because
we were all. But Dak did not look good.
No, that's the
yards.
thing. That's what like everybody's like the Cowboys, of course, right? Cowboys are gonna win the Super Bowl. Now with Dak, they're not.
No.
Like he didn't look good, and the only reason they were in that game is because of their defense.
Yep. You know who else didn't look good? Joey B.
yeah,
Well, he's never looked good against the Browns. Like we have been saying this.
In
Like it was
Cleveland,
not
though.
a surprise to me at all.
I think it's a surprise that he was held under 100 yards and sat with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. For the
Yeah, I
highest
also
paid
think
player
the
in
fact that
NFL,
well,
that's
and
pretty-
T. Higgins had 0 catches.
Yep.
right. But I mean, Jamar Chase doesn't do much either. So
Nobody did anything.
right. But I think the weather was bad. But I mean, weather affects both teams. You can't just.
They're gonna bounce back next week hard. I'm telling you.
Ravens
they
is deep. Ravens.
Ravens
Oh,
in Cincy. I'm calling it. They're gonna bounce back hard.
I'm stuck between
real
starting
quick,
them.
To go on that same game, I'm gonna be honest though, Elijah Deshaun did not look good.
neither quarterback looked good. I'm not.
No, yeah, but like there was the one pick that he threw that I was like, oh my gosh.
You're talking about the tipped ball?
No, because he rolled out like kind of to his left. and
Yeah,
threw it.
that was tipped.
How was it tipped? By who?
Watch the replay. One of the linemen tipped it.
He was past the line though, I thought.
One
I'm
of the
gonna
linemen
watch it
tipped
real
it. It won't show it from the TV.
It looked
angle.
really bad though on the replay.
I thought he just threw it but it got tipped. He was trying to throw behind the guy.
Yeah, I'll look.
But yeah, I mean, the weather was unexpected. I don't think anyone expected that, but I mean, weather's no excuse. Next week we have Monday Night Football against the Steelers,
That'll
um,
be a good one.
in Pittsburgh. So, you know, who knows? But I
It's
think
crazy how some of the teams just have two divisional matchups in a row.
I like it though because we can start 2-0 in the division and have a massive
Yeah,
league going in the playoffs. So
exactly.
Hey,
Nick
when
Chubb
was
is.
this? When was the interception? So I can skip to it. Do you know what quarter it was in?
I do not know, but I think I liked something on Twitter about it, so I can just try and find that and send it to
Okay,
you.
because I was looking through the highlights and I was trying to find it. So
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna talk about rookies real quick. Bryce Young looked really bad. Anthony Richardson looked really good. I liked how Richardson played. I think they need to get him more involved in the passing game as well because he's got an arm and a quick release, so that's going to be a big factor. And then I'm missing one, I believe. Sorry, Stroud. Stroud
Stroud.
looked good. No
Yeah,
touchdowns
like
though.
I think he looked good. The problem is like I think because they were playing from behind like the whole game, then you're asking him to get you out of a bind. Whereas, like, if you're playing with a lead or even tied, it's a whole different story.
Exactly. Exactly. But also Stroud was playing the Ravens defense and they have a really solid squad.
Well, they have a bunch of injuries now, though.
Yeah. J.K.
Everywhere they
Dobbin.
have injuries. Yeah.
Dobbins is out with an Achilles for the year.
Yep.
Which is really sad because that guy has been injured so much ever since he got into the league. So, all right. Saints and Tennessee, Carr, 305 yards, touchdown. How do you think of that, Thatcher?
Sorry, one second. I'm watching this. Elijah, that was not tipped.
Bro, literally, it's everywhere on Twitter. Everyone is.
Literally, there's nobody around him for it to be
Bro, oh
tipped.
my gosh, everyone says it. It's literally on. Just look up Deshaun Watson tipped on Twitter, and literally the first thing it says is Deshaun Watson throws an interception. It was tipped by the defender. It's literally the guy right in front of him when he
Well,
rolls
why is
out.
that ball getting tipped then? Why can't you throw it over him?
I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not Deshaun Watson.
You're saying, hang on, sorry, Zach.
You're good.
First of all, that's a bad read, anyways, even if it doesn't get tipped. There's like double coverage right there. And then this is that the safety who's waiting for him or the linebacker? I don't
It
know why they're
was
not showing the replay though, but I don't know.
it
It
was a cornerback.
doesn't look great. But okay, yeah, the Saints. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through all three of us are gonna give 5 takeaways for the weekend or slash Monday. Two of them will be for our teams and then 3 for the league. So do you want me to start then? Okay, so for the Saints, defense has like top 5, top 3 defense in the league caliber. Now, yeah, you're playing against Ryan Tannehill, but the Saints had 7 interceptions all year last season, and we didn't, and they had 3 on Sunday. And not only did they have 3, but it took till week 13 for the Saints to get their 3rd interception last year. Their defensive line looks really good. Brian Bursey, the rookie out of Clemson, looked really, really good. And we didn't allow a touchdown, and you held Derrick Henry to 65 rushing yards. So, also, shout out NFL, F you guys for all you did was show Derrick Henry stiff armed somebody again. Congrats. What did it get him? It got him 65 yards, 0 touchdowns, and an L. So, take that. They didn't decide to show Marshawn's interception or Derek Carr's touchdown or whatever. They wanted to show that Derrick Henry stiff armed somebody. Congrats. So happy for you. And so I'm gonna give like kind of 2 and 1. Derek Carr looks very, very capable in this offense, but our offensive line has to protect for longer because Derek Carr is really good in the pocket, but when he has to roll out, it's not going to be good. So you just got to give him protection. He looked really good when he had protection, but he was sacked 4 times and was hit 8 times. So gotta fix that. But I think that the Saints have a very favorable matchup with Carolina on Monday. So That makes me feel good. J.C. Horn is out for like 6 weeks too for the Panthers. So I
It's a
have a feeling
big
that,
loss.
yeah, I have a feeling that it might be a good bounce back week for the offense. So Carr looks capable. Defense looks really good. Just need some O-line help. Other takeaways. Dallas's defense is just as good as we thought. If not maybe even better. They're really like it was. I turned the game off. I went for a walk with my dogs, got back, and I was like, oh, it's like 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in, I should be fine. Like it's fine. I turned on the game as 16-0 Dallas. I'm like, oh, okay. Dallas's defense looks really good. Anthony Richardson is going to be really good. He just needs some receivers. But he looked really, really good. And honestly, that was a 1-score game for a long time. And then Jacksonville pulled away right at the end. So optimistic for him. And then I would say that Caleb, this one's for you. The Niners look really, really good. And Brock Purdy looks better than I thought he would. And they demolished the Steelers in every aspect of the game. They just crushed the Steelers. And that's not an easy offense to carve up like they did, but they put up 30, right? Was it 30-7? Like, yikes. So I'll say those are my three because I know that you guys will have different ones. So that's why I gave those. But yeah. Elijah, what about you?
Browns defense is amazing. Literally from top to bottom. Probably you can say it goes toe to toe with the Saints and the Cowboys, the top three in the league. And Nick Chubb is still him.
Yeah.
No debating that. Outside the league, AFC North is wide open. AFC is wide open. Really, only a few teams, Dolphins, Browns, looked, capable of going to the championship. And I guess another takeaway is that the Broncos need more. Sean Payton can only do so much. Russ can only do so much.
Real. Kidding.
I mean, hey, I'm vouching for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, but my takeaways is Russ looked like he was back from when he's in the Seattle's days. He looked really good. I think there could be more done from him though as well. Denver's defense needs to get their shit together. Kareem Jackson, if you didn't hit Jacoby Meyer like that, you would probably forced a punt or a field goal, and where it gives Russ an opportunity to drive down the field and try to get a score to win the game or tie the game at least. But my other takeaways is that Green Bay looks really, really good. They did not have Christian Watson, but they did have Dobbs. But Jordan Love looked really, really good after Rodgers left. And then don't count out the Rams yet. Their offense produced
that
a
was just
lot.
weird.
Their offense produced a lot.
Puka Nacua, shout out. Even though you're a BYU player, shout out.
So Stafford looks like he's back. He threw for 334 yards, but he needs to get
which is
touchdown.
So crazy too, because I thought that Seattle's defense was better than that.
I mean, seriously, you got Tyreek Woolen and Bryant.
And you're not covering insane. Like Kupp wasn't even out there.
Yeah, no Kupp. Kupp is on IR for a while. So
if you're a Seattle fan, you should be really embarrassed, by the way.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then Philly, I think their offense and defense needs to get more productive.
Yeah, they were outscored 20-9 in the last 3 quarters of the game, I believe.
And New England almost came back. It was 25-20 was the final.
Yeah. So I think Mac had a point where he had like 11 straight completions or something like that.
Yeah. He had 316 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. So
believe it or not.
I think Philly will bounce back on Thursday though. Like I think that Thursday night game is going to be really fun.
It's going to be really fun.
Vikings at Eagles.
Yeah.
Give me some of that.
I just do want to shout out this as well. Surtain only allowed Devontae like 3 catches for, I don't remember the yards, but like 30 yards or something. which is great. And then
he's
he
an
had
elite
three.
corner. Yeah.
He's an elite corner, and he had 3 deflected passes. Which
Guys,
is
shout out to the
high.
fact that all 3 of our teams have an elite cornerback. Shout out.
Right?
That's
Big
fire.
dogs. Browns have 2.
All right. And the last game we're going to talk about is Buffalo and the Jets. Jets came out in overtime with a punt return. Bad news is Rodgers is out for the year with a torn Achilles. So it's going to be Zach Wilson's season. It's Zach's team, quoted by Robert Saleh. So they're not going to go out and go sign Flacco or Wentz.
I think they could sign somebody just for their backup position, maybe, because I don't know who their third string is off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So they might sign somebody and everybody's going to think that they're the starter, but Zach Wilson will be playing good games. Hopefully, he actually didn't look horrible yesterday either. I mean,
no,
he didn't look great. He is not Aaron Rodgers, but he didn't look horrible.
Well, and especially since the game plan was incorporated into Rodgers' play style too, which is kind of like a big difference. So
right, but I think with Zach learning from Rodgers in the offseason, hopefully that can help him.
Yeah. But Josh Allen had 236 yards, 1 tutty, but 3 interceptions.
And a fumble that was horrendous. It was a double fumble, bro.
He's now passed Baker for the most interceptions thrown in the last 5 seasons.
Bro, he has been so bad.
They're in the same draft class too, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Last night was the double fumble was so embarrassing. He fumbled the snap, picked it up, tried running, and then fumbled it again.
Why do people still hold him in the same
caliber?
Because for me, it's Mahomes, and then Burrow, and then Hurts probably. Those are my 3. But I think Mahomes is so far ahead of everybody, to be honest.
I think Burrow is better. But
I disagree, but
we'll see after this week card kicks off. But
after the season. But I don't know. I think at this moment it's really hard to say that Burrow's better than Mahomes because Mahomes has 2 MVPs, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 Super Bowls. Burrow has 1 Super Bowl appearance. So
right, but
hey, Goff is 2-0 against Mahomes. Let's shout that out real quick.
Jared Goof.
But I also think real quick on that Burrow Mahomes thing, I really love Burrow and he's so good. But also look at it's kind of crazy to say this, but Burrow has better weapons than Mahomes overall. Burrow has Higgins, Boyd, Mixon, Chase. And then Mahomes basically has Travis Kelce. Because we saw what he could do without Travis Kelce, and it was pretty poo-poo. So, I don't know.
And he had his 3rd pick 6 ever against
That's
him.
so wild. Ever. I remember when they said that, and both you and I were like, ever? For real?
Yeah, wow. Literally.
So crazy.
Literally.
Yeah, Elijah, what do you think about last night?
I mean, I didn't even watch the game because I had Garrett Wilson and I didn't want to watch for fantasy purposes. So I don't really have too many takeaways, honestly, because I didn't watch it.
Okay, well, the Garrett Wilson catch was pretty incredible.
Yeah, that was a good catch. He didn't win me fantasy though, so screw him.
Yeah, literally Thatcher's texting me. He's texting our group chat and he's like, Garrett Wilson just coached me a fantasy, just kind of great catch. I'm like, yeah, just ruined my freaking fantasy even more.
Only takeaway I have is that Breece Hall is still the #1 back.
Yeah, and I think Dalvin Cook looked old.
Oh, he is old.
I know, but I didn't think he would look as old as that. He looked really slow. So I think what you're going to see is kind of like a Tony Pollard Zeke situation where Breece is going to get most of the work and then Cook could be goal line or 3rd down back.
Yeah.
So I have to say it really does bum me out. I've never been an Aaron Rodgers fan and he rubs me the wrong way in many different ways. But it really bums me out for not only for Aaron and for the team, but for all the Jets fans. They've had it so hard, for so long. And this is finally going to be, I think it's almost insult to injury when you see how good your defense played, how good Brees looked, how good Garrett Wilson looked, and know that you're going to have Zach Wilson for the rest of the year instead of Aaron Rodgers. So, like, that really sucks. And I know, and what's really sad is that Aaron Rodgers could end up just retiring, depending on how things go, because your body does not heal as fast or as well as it would if you were 28 rather than 39. So it sucks, but it was a really cool ending. And shout out to the Jets for just sticking with it, but it does really suck. It was going to make that division so fun, because I think that the Finns might actually win the division.
They're going to run away with that division
after I've seen that, but it makes me really sad that Jets. I mean, Zach could get them to a wild card spot because their defense alone could hold them in a lot of games. But keep in mind, they did beat the Bills last year without Aaron Rodgers too. So
yeah, I'm gonna carry the Jets to the wild card, guys.
Yeah, Zach Robin Wilson.
Robin Wilson. So we're gonna take a quick break. We have a little bit more to talk about for college and some baseball news as well, since MLB is wrapping up. So we will go take a break, and we will recap with you guys what happened with college football last week. We'll see you guys in a second. All right, guys, we are back. Time to go over some college football and some MLB baseball. So first, we're going to start with the rankings. Some noticeable changes is that Florida State is now 3 after Alabama got upset by Texas. Texas is now at the 4th spot. USC moved up a spot. Ohio State dropped 1. Alabama is now 10. Notre Dame moved up to 9. Tennessee dropped 2. Utah, Oregon, Kansas State, LSU, and Oregon State remained the same ranking. Ole Miss moved up to 17. Colorado moved up 4 after beating Nebraska, which I think is just kind of dumb. They're now 18. Oklahoma dropped 1 spot. North Carolina dropped 3, even though they won. Duke is now ranked. Miami, Washington State, UCLA, and Iowa are all ranked after Wazoo upsetted Wisconsin. Yes. But here's the things I really don't like. Clemson dropped out, which is completely fine. That's not what I care about. Texas A&M and Tulane dropped out.
Texas A&M should drop out. Sorry.
Did they lose?
They were 23rd and they lost to an unranked team.
Never mind.
Tulane shouldn't have.
Tulane shouldn't have.
So
that game was literally like such a tight game up until the very end.
I would have moved up Ole Miss and kept Tulane at the same and not rank UCLA.
You could probably put Tulane at like 23 or something like that. Like drop them a few. That's fine. But
no, they were 24.
Well, they were
24.
Yeah.
I would put them at 25.
Just put them at 25. But like they were playing with their backup quarterback and almost beat a SEC team. Like,
yeah, and they're an American conference team.
Really frustrating, but it's fine. We'll bounce back.
Or I would have kept Tulane at 24, put Wazoo at 23, Miami 22, Duke 21, right?
I don't think that you can keep a team where they are if they lose. That's my opinion. But I was gonna say at the same time, I don't feel like you should ever drop if you win. Ever.
There wasn't really there's only like a 4-spot difference in the rankings. That shouldn't really factor in how Tulane drops. Like, yes, you lost to Ole Miss, who's
the fact that they dropped out completely is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So here's my counter to saying that if you win, you should never drop. Let's say you are, let's say you're Ohio State, right, and you end up beating Youngstown State by 1 score. You're telling me that we shouldn't drop?
No.
Should. Yeah, that's different. But let's say that even if you win by 2 scores or 3 scores, but so North Carolina dropped 2, right? What was their score of the game?
It went into double overtime.
And who were they playing?
Appalachian.
But they're always good, bro. They're always like a team that freaking mess with other teams.
Right, but
but if we're using that argument, Utah should have dropped.
I think Utah should have dropped. I don't think they should have stayed at 12.
Oregon should have dropped too then. Like,
I don't
if
know
we're
what the
gonna
Oregon score was.
Yeah,
but
they literally almost lost to
Oregon
Texas
barely
Tech. It was
won in the very
38-28.
ending.
It
Texas
was
Tech.
38-28.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oregon
but
should have
it
dropped
wasn't.
too.
That was not representatory of how it went. It was their Texas Tech had a chance to go win the game, and they threw a pick six.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, Oregon should have dropped too in that case.
So yeah, but my problem is consistency then. If you're gonna drop North Carolina 2, drop Utah, drop Oregon, like you got to drop teams consistently. It has to be the same system across the board, but that's not how it is.
We all
And
know that AP polls.
why is USC moving up for jack fucking shit, bro? Who are they playing? Who are they playing? San Diego State. Congrats.
Yeah.
That's what
San Jose State. Who'd they play? They played Stanford. They probably crushed them, right? Congrats. Why are they moving up? I don't understand. I still won't understand why Washington is also above Utah. I do not understand that. Who have they played of notice for me to make them 8?
Right.
Congrats. You have Michael Penix. That's great. What has he won? Nothing. Congrats. Why are you 8? That's absurd to me.
I do think the AP ranking system is kind of flawed.
Oh, it's
AP
fucked.
ranking system is pointless
It's
to me. There's no ranking that matters until the college.
The top
football
4
playoff.
right now, I think, probably makes sense. I think maybe
Texas
Florida
should be
State
number one
shouldn't
in the
be
nation.
all the way up there, but
I think Texas should be number 1 in the nation right now, but they're not going to be.
I would differ.
I would say Georgia 1, Texas
Texas
2.
Who has Georgia played?
Ball
Nobody.
State and someone else. But hear me out. They're defending champions back to back, right?
Yeah.
Which is that's why my case rests with them being 1. Because they're trying to go
and
for a
they've
3-peat.
crushed both teams.
And they've crushed both teams. Sure, they got a slow start off against
Yeah.
Ball State when it was like 7-7 in the first quarter. But
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
took off. Like
I would
that.
say Georgia 1, Texas 2, Michigan 3, and then
Florida
maybe Florida
State
State
4.
4.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Like Michigan really hasn't played anybody either.
No.
And they've been way closer and they're not producing a lot of scoring. So that's why you say Texas should be 2. And I agree.
Yeah.
I would put
Also, real quick, the fact that you guys were selling me last week that Bama's quarterback was good, shame on you. He's awful.
Good. He looked
I
good.
think he did pretty good.
Okay, because let's be honest here. They were playing Western Alabama or whoever.
He's bad.
I think he's good, but he's not an Alabama quarterback. If that makes
Is
sense.
he a freshman or a sophomore?
I think he's a freshman.
Well, that makes
All I can say is that he's not good right now, and Quinn Ewers is the best quarterback in college football right now.
Yep. Quinn Ewers and
I hate Quinn Ewers, bro. I hate him.
Quinn Ewers, end of list, best quarterback in that college football right now.
I don't know. If you put Caleb Williams on that Texas team, he does better. But
I think I would agree, honestly.
Quinn Ewers number 1. Who has Caleb Williams beat? Can you remind me real quick?
Everybody except Utah.
Everybody, a bunch of Pac-12 teams? Cool. That's great.
Except Utah.
Yeah. Has he beaten Alabama? No.
he hasn't had the chance to play him. You don't know.
Doesn't matter. My point still stands.
Good point.
Quinn Williams is the best quarterback. Quinn Ewers is the best quarterback in college football right now.
I agree. I 100%
Currently,
agree.
right now. Could it change next week? Sure. Right now.
Good.
So.
All right. And then some noticeable games for next week.
There's not a lot this week.
There's not a lot this week.
Ohio State, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
No, they're playing Western Kentucky.
Aren't y'all wearing the gray unis this week?
I think so, yeah.
You guys are playing Western Kentucky this week.
Oh.
Utah, Weber State, both 2-0. That might be.
We play Notre Dame week 4.
Yeah.
Sorry. When did Western Kentucky get on the table?
Utah are gonna crush Weber State. Okay.
Yeah. We'll watch you say that.
That's all right. You can hold me accountable, but they
Oh.
crushed Weber State.
I guess we should play Western Kentucky.
LSU and Mississippi State actually might be a good one.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Kansas State and Missouri will also be a good one. South Carolina, Georgia.
I think it's one of those games where everybody thinks that South Carolina has a chance, and then Georgia's going to show them that they have no chance.
Right. And then San Diego State, Oregon State actually might be a good one too. Honestly.
Will I watch it? No. Like,
But
I
like
think the only game I'd watch,
San Diego State barely beat their team.
the only game I'm gonna
They're two
watch out
games.
of those is Utah Weaver State, and that's only because I'll be there.
Right. Washington,
So-
Michigan State is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Michigan State don't have a
Tennessee,
head coach.
Florida is
though,
not
so.
going to be a good one.
Well, why
Yeah.
don't we transition to baseball then?
Yeah,
'Cause
those are like the main games that are like really watch worthy for us right now.
currently we're pretty close to the MLB season ending.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're over the Guardians right now.
Where our manager's retiring in the offseason too, so we need a new manager.
So right now, as things stand, I'll go through the standings just real quick. But my Wi-Fi is being slow, so it's not okay. As of right now, Baltimore is leading the AL East. Minnesota are leading the AL Central. Houston right now are leading the AL West, which that division is just going to get crazy. Atlanta have clinched their playoff spot. The first team to do it. They're leading the NL East by a lot.
And they have the best record in the league.
Yeah. The Brewers are leading the NL Central. Dodgers are pulling away right now in the NL West. So it's going to get crazy. Especially if you look at the AL West right now. That's just going to get wild because
the American League in general too. Like
the Mariners still have to play.
Top four wild card teams are Tampa, Toronto, Texas, and Seattle.
Yeah.
Those are really good powerhouse teams.
Well, and right now Seattle is going to they're playing a series with the Angels, and I believe they're also going to play a series against Houston.
Yep.
And they have a series against the Dodgers too, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a busy last couple weeks, but I'm getting excited for postseason, hopefully. Hey, that is so loud, Elijah.
I saw our campus notification. Sorry. And then the National League, Phillies, Chicago, Arizona, and San Fran. San Francisco is somehow staying in it right now. We have won 4 in a row, which I think is big.
Who would San Francisco play? Would they play Milwaukee?
Not
Milwaukee. Would they play the Cubs?
We would probably play the Cubs or the Diamondbacks.
Okay.
I believe. Kind of like we're a game and a half behind the Diamondbacks. So I think it might be Phillies and Cubs. Wasn't be one of the two. Okay. So and the Brewers aren't even on this list. So they're leading the Central.
Right.
So
that one's been going back and forth too, though. So
Central's been going back and forth as well.
Yeah.
But teams eliminated in the American are Chicago, White Sox, Oakland, and Kansas City, which is expected. And then Colorado has also been eliminated. St. Louis and Washington Nationals are also pretty close to being eliminated. I think if they lose these next 2 games, they will definitely be out. So, but these last few weeks do count. And when October comes around, it's going to matter. So,
yeah.
I do believe it ends 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks now from now. Sorry, not 2 weeks ago.
I was going to say it's pretty soon.
It's pretty soon.
Because I think the Mariners only we have this series left, and then we have the Astros, and we have the Dodgers. Let me check though. Because we have Angels, Dodgers, A's, Rangers, Astros, Rangers. So October 1st is the last game.
Yeah, so we're about 2 weeks out right now.
Yeah,
so there's a lot can still kind of happen right now for most teams except for the Braves because they've already clinched the playoff spot. But a lot can happen. And there's been a bunch of injuries too, so we'll see. But Haniger has been back for the Giants and he's actually been doing good, which I'm happy with. So, but Jock's been getting hurt a lot too.
While we're talking about our own teams, quick shout out to Julio Rodriguez for joining the 30-30 club last night. Let's go.
And he got August Player of the Month for MLB The Show.
Yeah, I need to go grind it just to get his card. But shout out to Julio. He's so fun to watch, and it sucks so bad too because last night I was watching the game, and it went to extra innings, and in the top of the 10th, the Angels hit a 2-run homer and took the lead 5-3, and then Julio hit a 2-run homer to tie it 5-5, and then they lost. And I was like, but there was a fan who caught Julio's home run that got to meet him afterwards and like get a signed jersey and stuff like that. So to give the ball back. So, but it's so sad because I feel really bad because Elijah is so depressed about baseball, and he was the one that was probably the most excited about baseball to start.
Any comments, Elijah?
Care to comment?
Thank goodness the Browns are playing. That's all I gotta say.
I don't think anybody's ever said that in the history of sports.
I've never said it.
Oh,
It's just been the last time I was really excited about any Cleveland sport was when LeBron was a Cavalier.
yeah.
So yeah.
What about Mitchell coming?
It's all right, bud. I haven't been excited about New Orleans sports since. I mean, like last season, the Pelicans hype was kind of there, and then Zion got injured again, so the hype immediately died. The Saints were atrocious last year and have been atrocious since Breeze left. So, like, I'm right there with you.
I don't know.
I'm right there with you too, guys.
Yeah, because your teams aren't great right now either.
Right.
Which, okay, I have to say, isn't this fun though that none of us are like Cowboys fans or like Niners fans or like like a big brand? Like we're all kind of like
We're kind of middle of the pack.
Yeah, which I really like in all of our sports, like in all of them. Because like Zach's a Jazz fan, I'm a Pelicans fan, you're a Cavs fan. We're all kind of like what's going on right now. And then baseball's the same. I mean, the Mariners, I'd say, are ahead right now, but they've been back and forth.
No.
And then all of our football teams. I mean, now the Browns and Saints both won, but
hey.
Yeah, I know. Browns and Saints both won, but that doesn't mean anything yet. Like, we got to keep it going. So
I lost by 1 to fucking Jimmy G.
Yeah,
that's embarrassing.
Real quick.
That is embarrassing.
I think we're T-minus 50 days till the NBA season starts. What is your one hope for your basketball teams?
Zion Williams to play a whole season.
Okay.
Be wonderful.
Right.
We trade for a big player because we have so much
capital. At least we know Zach's won't happen. I mean, mine probably won't either.
I'm hoping we trade Donovan Mitchell.
Can I have him back?
No, he doesn't want to go back. He wants to go to New York.
Yeah, he wants to.
Not there anymore.
Yeah, but he wants to go to New York.
I'm hoping we trade Donovan Mitchell. If
he doesn't want to play in the atrocious uniforms that the Jazz have.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Also, another thing I want to say.
Literally, the only way we keep Donovan is if
you can't find a trade.
Yeah.
What? Sorry, you guys lagged out.
Oh, we're saying the only way that you can't trade Donovan is if you can't find a trade.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And at that point, if we can't find a trade, we have to do everything in our power to keep him. Because we gave up literally we gave up Agbaji to get him, and Agbaji is would have been.
And Markkanen.
Yeah,
he's been killing it in Utah. So
yeah, Markkanen.
Markkanen gives me a Utah vibe though.
Yeah.
Like not the best, not the worst, but he plays really well on the team that he's on. But it's mainly because the team isn't that good. But he's really good. But he, it's just like kind of like a.
I mean, I like Markkanen, and I think he was great in his 1 year in Cleveland. But I don't think he fit what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
Now maybe this year, if we had him on the team, he'd be great. But
I think Rudy Gobert hits 3 this year.
Well, he hit one for France, so that was wild.
So I think he's gonna become a 3-point person too.
No, disagree. Highly disagree.
Bro.
This is also coming from the guy who said Baker's him, so take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, please.
Shut up.
Also, it'd be really funny is if like after the confidence for Baker for week 1, he throws like 3 picks against the Bears.
Well, literally what happened
probably will.
That's literally what happened last time.
Yeah. So, all right, you guys know what time it is.
Whoa, Zach, your room looks so much better like that. What the heck? Whoa, that's kind of weird.
Mi casa, su casa.
Better be.
Whoa.
I'll squish those mellows. Dad advice right there. No, just kidding.
Squish your homies mellows.
Squish your homies.
Yo.
Make sure to always squish your homies mellows.
That's
I
you going
think
first.
I'm not going first.
No, because I went first last time.
Okay, then Elijah can go first.
But then Elijah went first the last time.
Yeah, so it's your
So it's
turn.
your turn.
But I don't have anything.
Well, you better come up
fucking
with
do.
something
Squish your
quick.
homies mellows, bro. I don't know.
Did your girl at least comment on the last dad advice? See which one was best.
L.
L.
Okay. Okay. Be grateful for what you have rather than pursue something that you may not need. So like if you have something that's good, don't go pursue something better because you could end up losing the thing that is good.
So essentially, the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I wanted to phrase it how I phrased it because I feel like a dad would probably try to make his own like thing when there's already a phrase for it, you know?
Uh-huh.
So
That.
that's my advice.
Yeah. What is it?
He's saying you go.
I thought it was okay. I was like, Thatcher just.
He's like, give me head down here, please.
All right, hold on.
Squish my mellows.
Okay, this is kind of tough. Oh yeah, don't let fantasy football dictate your mood because I
Facts.
do, and it's not good.
Thatcher dictated my mood after Garrett Wilson scored a touchdown.
Thatcher dictates your mood when he squishes your mellows, bro.
Facts. Well, my fantasy team squished his fantasy team's mellows hard. One could say my fantasy team clapped his mellows.
Yeah.
And I like how it's like his response is like, well, it's because Joe Burrow. Okay.
Joe Burrow literally got me 3 points and he's predicted 20 points.
Well, sounds like an
think-
ESPN issue.
Sounds like you
ESPN
because you're
is
the
the-
commissioner of the fucking league.
It's not my issue that he got you 3 points.
Yeah. Blame it on the Browns.
Yo,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it can. Elijah, it's your fault.
All right, Zach.
It's this
your,
man.
your advice.
Learn to be a better person. If something happens, move on from it and be a better you.
You've done this one before.
I think you've done.
You've done it
You've
before.
this one before.
Have I?
You've done it
this one
before.
before.
If you're gonna call me out for doing it before, I'm calling you out. You've done that before.
I guess I did.
You've done learn from your mistakes,
Okay,
so
yeah.
you gotta do a
Okay.
new one.
Okay. Fuck my life. No, I'm kidding.
You've done that before.
You've done that before.
Just be you. Whatever happens, just be yourself.
I think you've also done that one before.
I really think he has.
Rearrange your room. Give yourself a new idea. Move your shit around. and
Yeah,
just-
move your shit around, and then maybe it will make you have your shit together.
Yeah.
There you go.
I actually heard that on a Twitch stream today.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it really does help. Like sometimes, like rearranging like your room, something as
just
simple as that can really like.
Accomplishing, yeah.
And don't bandwagon a team even though they suck fucking ass.
Yeah, take your own advice though. Make sure you take that.
Oh.
Oh wait, I do have something else for Zach to take.
See, I'm gonna turn that into a W this week.
That's all right. You're not playing me, so I don't care.
When do I play you again? I'll figure it out.
I don't, probably not till playoffs. But let's
Whatever.
we'll
Whatever.
yeah.
Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Follow all of our social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of the above. We hope you guys have a great week of sports as we are back in full football mode for the most part. Basketball and hockey will be starting up soon, so we'll probably be going over a little bit more of that next year, or this next few weeks, not next year, these next month or two.
Next year, bye.
Next year, bye. But hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Enjoy Thursday night football tomorrow, as it's going to be Minnesota and Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, tomorrow because it'll come out on Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
smart.
guys are dumbs.
Smart.
But it's going to be a crazy game. Darius Slay versus Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins versus Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean. But hope you guys enjoyed.
Big Kirko wakes up dripping like this.
Yes, sir. Hope you guys enjoyed. We will catch you guys next week. Elijah and Thatcher, thank you for joining me as always. Love you, boys.
Yes.
But we will catch you guys next week. Broncos country, let's ride.
Who dat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Elves.
Sock pound, bitch.
All right, listen, we don't
Later,
have
guys. Later, guys.